What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for SBUX Corporation with the ticker symbol SBUX. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. Remember that if you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate all those who have already subscribed and liked my videos. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. Ever since SBUX made that all-time high back here in July of 2021 at the 125 level, we've been going down. You see that first there was a leg down right here. There was a correction up. The market began the formation of the second leg. We reached that target, and then from there, this 107, 106 level was acting as support. And we were inside of a small range. You can see that the support was right around this 106 level. And if I drag it up right to the highs of the range, which was more consistent, you can see that the resistance was right at the 116 level. So right when we had a triple test of this resistance level, buyers just gave up, and then sellers dropped the market lower. And then we made a measured move outside of the range, which is what you would expect. You can see that if we're inside of a range and we break outside of it, we get the same size that the range was. And you can see that the target was right at the $95 level. So that's exactly where we went and started consolidating. So before, price action was inside of a downtrend, and you don't want to be buying any of these price levels because all the price bars were inside of this downtrend. You can see there's about a dozen bars inside of this downtrend. So it's going to continue to stay inside until it shows signs of weakness. So it stayed inside for a while. And then we came a short on the support side, which shows signs of weakness, led to a breakout side of this channel. And from there, we were just going sideways. There was some indecision. A lot of indecision right here. Normally, when we get a breakout side of a range, especially this big, there's a huge gap over here. Not visibly, but it's just a empty space kind of where we can come back and retest, especially since we had this huge sell-off. So we could have pulled back to the 106 level to test this breakout level, but buyers didn't know what to do. They don't want to start buying this market up. You can see there's just a lot of consolidation, a lot of choppiness. If you enter over here, you probably get stopped out. You can see that it's just a bunch of sideways action. So now we're seeing a little breakout lower, but this just could be a massive short trap. So this could be the low of this entire correction down, and we could see a big reversal soon. So that's a possibility. Another possibility is we do have a successful breakout like we did back here and just form another trend lower. Let me show you guys right now. So we could be maybe in some type of trend like this aggressive downtrend, and we could reach maybe the $80 level. So this also fits the price action good, but not great. Let me show you guys another channel working lower. So there's this channel right here. If I drag it down, we get a lot of touches on the lower side, but this one's more bullish just because we are at support. And this is normally where we get a bounce back up to the upper side. But it doesn't look like it's playing out because we got a lot of bounces at the lower side. But now it looks like the market still wants to drop lower. So that's why I'm not thinking that this is the correct channel that the market wants to respect. So we do have this aggressive orange channel working lower. We got 3 touches right here. We got a lot of touches on the bottom. So this makes sense. We're going to have to wait to see where SBUX wants to go. But I think definitely in the short term, we're going to reach that $90 target or the $91 target. There is a gap right here. And since SBUX came back all the way down, I believe this gap will be filled, this empty space. So this is definitely a gap versus before it was just a kind of like just a breakout. Let me zoom on the chart. So there was this uptrend in play for SBUX that we have not got a new high of yet. So normally when we get a breakout side of a channel, this was the spike in channel for Starbucks since 2020. We had a breakout side of the channel because you can see that the price action came up short on the resistance side, which shows signs of weakness. We had a correction back down, but it looks like the market is still correcting. Let me show you guys a measured move. So since we already had 2 legs back and excuse me, and then we continue lower, then there's a possibility that the measured move could be larger. So if I do that right here and I drag it up, the target for Starbucks was right at the $95 level, just like my range target. So there was some confluence here, but it doesn't look like we're reversing. It looks like the market's still continuing lower, so there might be lower price targets. So we'll have to wait and see where Starbucks wants to go. Before, you can see that this kind of looks like a repeating pattern. For example, you can see that we had this huge run up, just like we had here. And then we had a drop, just like we had here. We had a little rally up, just like we had here. And then now we're seeing the dump. So that's what it looks like is playing out. I don't think it's going to play out just like that, but it's definitely something to pay attention to. And the dump went all the way back down to the starting point of the uptrend. And if we do that, the starting point of this uptrend is right around the $50 level. So I don't know if we're going to get that low. That's way too far to predict. That's a big drop to predict. I don't think so. I think Starbucks can do 2 things. Either we're going to stay inside of this orange downtrend channel and reach the lower side of it, or this is just going to be a massive short trap, because normally when we get a break outside the range, we could just reverse. It could be just a trap. So let's just take a measured move for this range. Let me drag it down. So it's right at the $90 level. So from there, we could fill in the gap. We could fill in this gap, reach the $90 level, retest the previous breakout level right here, and then reverse. So this could be a big reversal coming. So I'm leaning more towards the bullish side. And I know it's pretty surprising just based on everything kind of selling off, starting to sell off at least. But Starbucks is a little different than the other tech companies. It's more of like a more calmer or consistent stock, and they do pay a dividend. So I don't expect a huge crash to happen, but it can. I'm leaning more towards the bullish pattern playing out, and that's my prediction on the daily chart. Let's go and wrap this up on the weekly chart. So here's the weekly chart for Starbucks, and you can see that there was a spike in channel. That we had a spike up right here, and then this was unsustainable, and then price action went inside of a flatter, healthier angle right here. All these price bars are being supported by the lower side of this channel, and is getting rejected from the upper side. So this is the perfect fitting channel. We had a breakout side of it. So normally when we do that, we usually at least go up to retest the previous high or the low if we're in a downtrend. So we haven't done that yet. So that's still a reason to be bullish. We are selling off. I think we're just going to come back to fill in this gap right here at the $90 level. We may even tick down to the $88 level, because this Fibonacci retracement right at the 50% is the see right at the 50% retracement is at the $87-88 level. So we could just wick down right there. There is some type of support that could be built down here also, and we could have a potential failed breakout of this mini consolidation that I showed you on the daily chart. So we could just have a breakdown, but from here we need to see some type of buying pressure. So I'm bullish as long as we get that bounce around these levels. We could go to a little bit lower, maybe to the $87-86 level, but eventually we need to see a big reversal. I'm not expecting just a little correction back. We need to start seeing a lot of buying pressure at these levels. Now if we don't, then we could be inside of that downtrend channel that I drew on the daily chart, and we can enter the $80 price levels. As of right now, the low $80 price levels. So as right now, I'm still bullish. There definitely this doesn't look like it's anything crazy. This looks like just a little pullback to me. As long as we get a bounce from these lower levels, then we could easily still go back up to retest the previous high and even exceed it. So this is going to be an important price level to focus on in the coming weeks, and it just depends on what Starbucks wants to do over here. So if it just ignores it and we just continue to sell off, then we could have something like we did back here in 2020. We already had this huge sell-off. This sell-off doesn't look like what's happening here. This one looks weaker, so that's why I don't think we're going to come back all the way down to the $50 target, especially since previously over here was a range, and then we had a breakout, and then we came back down inside the range. But this up move is a spike in channel, so it's much healthier. We don't have to come down to all these lower price levels, so I'm leaning more towards the bullish side. Just depends on what we want to do at this $90 level. If we start seeing some consolidation and some bearish price action where we see continuation, maybe something like this, we just get rejected from the channel, then we're just going to continue to drop lower. But if we reach these levels and we start seeing higher lows, higher highs, bullish bars that are big coming in the market, then probably going to be off to the races to retest the previous all-time high. So that's my analysis for Starbucks. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised at what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also, share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.